Alrighty everyone, welcome to the latest Velocity X live severe weather coverage. Today we've got quite the setup and quite the storm system moving across the south and the central from Arkansas, Louisiana, eastern Texas, and northeastern Mississippi. I'll pull up the risk for you guys. As you can see right here, we have an enhanced risk issued for much of southwestern Arkansas, a sliver of northeast Texas, and a sliver of northwestern Louisiana. So currently there's a 10% hatch risk for severe weather from Shreveport and the towns, or these cities included, are Shreveport, Louisiana, Bossier City, Louisiana, Hot Springs, Arkansas, and Texarkana, Texas, and Texarkana, Arkansas. There's currently a 10% significant. There's a 5% issued for Little Rock, Arkansas, Longview, Texas, North Little Rock, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Monroe, Louisiana. There is still currently a 2% for New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Jackson, and Lafayette. The main risk, though, does appear to be the wind risk. There's a 30% risk for Shreveport, Bossier City, Hot Springs, Texarkana, Arkansas, and Texas. This is the same spot where the enhanced risk bullseye is for the enhanced risk for winds and tornadoes. There's also currently a hatch severe risk, which includes the eastern half of the high wind risk and is also includes to the eastern portions closer to Mississippi at the moment. There's also a 15% hatched hail risk for portions of the western part of this, so southeastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, and northeastern Texas. So we go back to live radar at the moment. As you can see, we have two storms at the moment severe warned to the west of Little Rock. Before we get into that, I'd like to welcome Wyatt, who will be a guest on the stream. Thank you for joining me, Wyatt. So he will be helping me with some coverage and such. So currently right now we have 2 severe thunderstorm warning storms. The first one, I'll just read off the prompt. Oh, not that one, because that's moved out of the warning area. Alright, there we go. That's a lot better. At 9:19 p.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over Bard Springs, Arkansas, or Bard Springs Recreation Area, 7 miles north of Umpire, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. The hazards with this are 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail. Currently, this is just radar indicated, so it is not confirmed yet. Impacts expected are damage to roofs, sidings, and trees. Locations impacted include Mount Ida, Glenwood, Norman, Odin, Opal, Mimosa, Little Missouri Falls Recreation Area, Shady, Bard Springs Recreation Area, Malden, Cannon Creek Wilderness, Albert Pike Recreation Area, Black Springs, Big Fork, Langley, Pine Ridge, Shady Lake Recreation Area, Fancy Hill, Gibbs, and Pencil Bluff. Fire protection moves to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building, particularly away from windows, as these could do damage and blow out windows and have significant damage to mobile homes. At the moment, mobile homes are not a good source of shelter. You should be moving to a sturdy building, and again, away from windows in the center of your house. So right now, we do seem to mostly have just some light showers and storms to the north of Little Rock, but as the night goes on, storms will really start to ramp up in this area. It's from southwestern Arkansas, northeastern Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, and northern Louisiana. Again, the biggest risk tonight will be wind, but there is still a significant risk for tornadoes as they are expected. So is large damaging hail. And we do seem to have a TVS icon. That could just be the radar. I wouldn't expect that to be much rotation. And then we also have, at the moment, let's go to Fort Smith radar, some storms moving out of northeastern Oklahoma and near the Tulsa area, moving east-northeast towards Fayetteville, Springdale, and the Rogers area. I don't expect these to be very powerful, but still do want to keep an eye on them because it could pack some gusty winds and some small hail. Wyatt, do you have anything to input? Alrighty. So, we really, just like our last live stream, we're just kind of waiting at this point in a holding pattern, I guess you could say, for the storms that are to come later on tonight, which will be a lot worse and will pack quite the punch. As you can see, Hot Springs, it could be, that's what I'm looking for. It could be coming towards your area within, I'd say, the next hour, a good hour, though I do believe the worst stuff will go to your north. But if you're north of Pine Springs, such as Mountain Valley, Jesseville, Hot Springs Village, and north of there, that you'll definitely run into some stuff. Briggsville, it should be moving through your area if it has not already moved through. Onyx, it's on top of you. Rover, it's also on top of you. Plainview, you have maybe 5 minutes. Ola, 5-10 minutes before the storm gets to you. But again, as I've repeated, there's just some showers and thunderstorms to the north from Clinton, Mountain View. All these do appear to be just some heavy rain, maybe small hail at times, but I wouldn't expect it. You do see there's a small storm to the northeast of Little Rock near Jacksonville, Arkansas, riding the highway northeast through Jacksonville and Cabot, which this could be packing some heavy rains at the moment. So Conway, you also will have some rain. So tonight, the storms will come through and then there's a massive winter system moving southward or southeastward. Areas such as southwest Missouri, Springfield, Berry County, Joplin, Stone County, Branson, this whole area here is expected to get extremely cold, and also into portions of northwest Arkansas. Springfield's temperatures could drop to -14 Sunday night into Monday morning. It is believed, too, that there will be an accumulation of ice and snow as the rain moving through, and then with snow and ice on top, and then it freezes hard like that. That is just a recipe for ice. So be careful with these roadways, especially if you're, say, Fort Smith. I would be less worried because I don't believe it's supposed to be as cold. Same thing, Little Rock, Fort Smith, Hot Springs, Memphis north. But if you're north up, as I said, Springfield, Kansas City, St. Louis, Branson, all these areas here are expected to get extremely cold with very bad road conditions within the next few days, and just again extremely cold. If you do not have a generator or some way to keep yourself warm, it is advised that you get to a place that you can keep yourself warm if there's a loss of power, such as wood-burning stoves and shelters. Those can also be of good benefit. So let's go ahead and actually read the synopsis of what's going on tonight. The latest water vapor imagery shows a progressive upper-level trough over the southern Rockies. An associated 90 to 120 knot mid-level jet will translate quickly through the base of the trough eastward into the southern plains this evening. The exit region of the mid-level jet will overspread the Architects area by late evening. Ahead of this feature, moisture and advection will take place across northeast Texas, Louisiana, and far southwest Arkansas, where surface dew points will likely increase to the lower 60s Fahrenheit. In response to increasing low-level moisture and steepening mid-level relapse rates, a pocket of instability will develop over the Architects area by late evening. Thunderstorms are forecast to initiate within the pocket of instability around mid to late evening and persist into the overnight period. These storms should develop a severe threat, with the threat aided by the split structure within the mid-level jet. Considering the time of initiation, scattered thunderstorms are expected to initiate in eastern Oklahoma around 03Z or 04Z, with additional storms and greater convection coverage developing further to the south by 06Z. Considering that both deep layer shear and large-scale ascent will be very strong, supercell development is expected. The RIP forecast soundings from 08Z in far southwest Arkansas have MLK near 1,200 joules per kilogram and 0 to 6 kilometers shear around 85 knots and 750 millibar lapse rate approaching 8 kilometers Celsius. This environment will support supercells and could produce hailstones greater than 2 inches in diameter. In addition, the 0 to 3 kilometer storm relative helicity is expected to increase into 300 to 350 range, supporting a tornado threat. A strong tornado will be possible as a line of intense storms develop and move eastward through the Architects area tonight. A strong, damaging wind threat is also expected to develop. A few of the stronger winds on the leading edge of the line could peak above 70 knots. The severe threat is expected to persist through the end of the period as the line of storms approaches the Mississippi River. So you can see the National Weather Service is clearly keeping an eye on this and warning people and weather enthusiasts of the storms to come. Right now, it's just the line in front of us, but we'll have way more storms developing into this area from Texarkana east. So again, let's go take a look at the storms up in near Tulsa. They seem to just be kind of following the interstate that runs from Oklahoma City to Fort Smith. I can't remember the name of the interstate at the moment. I don't believe they're moving incredibly fast, around 45 miles an hour at the most, moving northeast at the moment. So again, we still have these two severe thunderstorm warnings. One has been canceled due to the storm moving out of the warning area. And the one to the south has also been canceled as it has moved out of the area. So at the moment, we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings, though I do expect that to change through tonight. Wyatt, have anything to input? Alrighty. Well, again, we're just, as I've said a couple times, we are really just waiting for the really bad stuff to happen here within, I'd guess, the next 2 to 3 hours is when we'll really see the ramp up. And in fact, an interesting thing is it's only supposed to get colder as the day goes on, or as the night goes on. So it's going to hit its actual peak of temperature in these areas around midnight, which is not good for us, because it will keep, if it's only going to get warmer, then that's not good, because these storms will not lose as much heating as it typically would. Let's see something here, if I can see if that'll fix. One of the things that stinks about having such a in-depth radar program is just so many things you have to be worried about and keep an eye on. Oh, I don't think I've had Wyatt unmuted the whole time. Wyatt, say something real quick.
Yo.
Oh, yeah, your audio wasn't turned on, that's why. Okay. Well, for those who now can hear...
Hold on. Turn my audio back off for a second.
Alrighty. Okay, it's off. Wait, let me just mute myself real quick. 1 second, guys. Alright, so Wyatt will actually be not with us at the moment, because he's working on some radar technical problems. Just technology, when you're dealing with such in-depth technology, you can just run into many problems. Did I not have that? No way, dude. I don't think I've had my radar correct the whole time. That's nice. Okay, so I'm sorry about that, guys. It appears I've not been on the correct radar for while I've been on Fort Smith radar. I thought I was switching in between, but apparently I was not. So let's actually move back to move to Fort Smith radar, and I'll give you the rundown again. Considering I didn't know that was like that. I'm sorry. So I'll go over everything again. So up here you can see just some showers and thunderstorms at the moment. You can see this big line of just really heavy rain and some hail to the west of Little Rock, Plainview, Ola, northwest of Hot Springs, south of Russellville, and I still believe. Okay, no, it's still not. Okay, here we go. At 9:36 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Albert Pike Recreation Area, or 15 miles southwest of Mount Ida, moving east at 45 miles an hour. The hazard is 60-mile wind gusts at the moment. This is radar indicated. Impact expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Mount Ida, Glenwood, Norman, Odin, Mimosa, Little Missouri Falls Recreation Area, Albert Pike Recreation Area, Black Springs, Gibbs, Pencil Bluff, Langley, Pine Ridge, Silver, Fancy Hill, Hopper, Sims, Hurricane Grove, and Caddo. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. So currently, there's not seem to be much of a wind threat with the storm, not much of a hail threat with the storm, but more of a damaging winds of up to 60 miles an hour. This should be coming to Hot Springs within the next, I'd say, 30 minutes. Yeah, a good 30. You still have a good 30 minutes. Little Rock is probably another hour and a half away. Welcome to the stream, that guy. So, in case you weren't here for the little rundown, we currently have quite the setup here across Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, and northeastern Texas, with a 10% significant tornado risk and an overall enhanced risk centered especially right here within where I'm drawing my circle with my cursor. Right now we just have some prefrontal storms and the storms in front of everything. Only one being severe at the moment, with just damaging winds of up to 60 miles an hour. Other than that, just a lot of heavy rain and some scattered storms. Some special weather statements with some penny-sized hail and 50-mile-an-hour winds near Russellville. I do believe that these storm systems, should be to Little Rock within, I'd say, the next about hour, and Hot Springs in the next 30 minutes. And the main risk will develop on later into tonight, as you can already see some of these storms starting to fire off near Ashdown, Foreman, and Mount Pleasant, and Texarkana. And then we also do have some storms up here near Tulsa and eastern Oklahoma moving east, but I don't expect those to become very severe at all. So, how's your night going tonight? Pretty good? Normally we would have, or not normally, we would have Wyatt with us right now, but he is currently dealing with some technical issues with his radar, so he is fixing on that. Um, pro, excuse me, he is fixing that at the moment. I just realized something. I'm gonna fix that. This chat box is in quite literally the worst possible spot. So let me fix that real quick. Yes. There we go. That should fix that. I think it should. Yeah. That looks better, I think. Hold on. There we go. And then oh, that needs to be like that.
Airdrop or delete?
Guys, leave. Okay, now, sorry about that. Just had a little interruption, but that's fine. Now, it should be. Yeah, I do. Typically, I stream pretty often, I'd say. Yeah, I stream relatively often. Um, just whenever we have severe weather like this. That's kind of my thing I like to do. And I'm also a storm chaser whenever they're in my area, which is kind of this whole southwest Missouri, northeastern Oklahoma. I would be chasing this, but it's just too far away for me. It's just really not worth it at this time of year. I mean, I don't think. I just don't see a reason to do it and just waste the gas money. Too expensive to do this stuff. But I do plan to be live for about the next, probably the next 2 hours, I believe. So, there we go, okay. There's really not much happening at the moment, just this one severe warning storm, and then the showers and storms into the north. Yeah. We're supposed to get a lot of snow, too. Snow and ice. I'm actually going to go do something real quick. I'll be back in approximately a minute. So just give me 1 second. Alright, everybody, I'm back and I've got my drink, so I'm ready to go. So, just a rundown here again. Tonight we have a enhanced risk issued for southeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Arkansas, northeastern Texas, and northwestern Louisiana. An enhanced risk has been issued with a 10% significant tornado risk for mostly southwestern Arkansas. As the night goes on, we're supposed to get a lot more storms, and these storms will start firing off in a line and begin to march eastward with damaging winds. Tornadoes are likely, and large damaging hail. I do see a couple storms, I believe, over here, so I'm going to switch over to Oklahoma City radar and see if we can get a view in on these storms here. We do seem to have a couple cells popping off. One to the southeast of McAllister, one to the east of Shawnee and the east of Seminole, and then we still have a small complex here near Muskogee, Oklahoma. Again, still moving eastward. Alright, so those should begin to move eastward. So again, looking here at the storms we currently have, we only have one severe thunderstorm warning at the moment. At 9:19 p.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over... Oh, let me look at that. I do believe that will be allowed to expire. I don't see an extension of it now. So, I do believe this will be allowed to expire as these storms just move east. There is now just a special weather statement for the Russellville area, Russellville, Pottsville, and Moreland, with some 50-mile-an-hour winds and some penny-sized hail. Again, I would be prepared tonight. I wouldn't be afraid to go to sleep, but I would keep a way to get weather notifications and news notifications for your area, and keep your phone off silent in case we do have, or in case you do have, a warning issued for your area. But again, don't be scared, be prepared, just be ready for anything that could come, but don't be afraid to go to sleep, just be weather aware. But welcome in, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great night, and hope everyone's had a good week and is ready for the weekend. These storms, I believe, will be about... These are moving more northeasterly, so Little Rock, I don't think will get much actually until later tonight. I believe these will actually just continue to train northeast towards Russellville, Clarksville, Clinton, and portions north and east. Little Rock will get some rain later on tonight, and possible a couple storms, but I do not believe it'll be very severe. Currently, these are just the prefrontals and what's in front of. The real storms will start firing off. If they already haven't, Wright City, there appears to be a storm going off, and some of these are near Locksburg and Daisy, Arkansas. And then we also have those storms again in eastern Oklahoma, which are continuing to move east, and this storm actually is moving north-northeast out of Muskogee. And we really have this kind of double header thing. We've got severe weather here, and we've got snow and ice up here in a winter storm. And just how it's 58 degrees outside now in, say, Springfield, but it's going to be -8 here in 2 days. And just really shows just how weather can change in an instant. So we really will be dealing with just two very different types of weather. Yep, that warning was allowed to expire. So currently we do have no severe warnings, just some special weather statements for some stronger thunderstorms. In Russellville, also along Interstate, I want to say 25, but I do believe that's wrong. There's Seminole, Cromwell, and Henrietta, Oklahoma, and then Muskogee, Oklahoma. The Muskogee storm appears to be moving north-northeast, while the storms near Seminole are moving more just northeast. We actually, it's quite interesting here in near Branson. 3/4 inches of hail. I do find that quite interesting because there hasn't appeared to be many storms moving through here. Just some heavy rain to be the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like it's just a small little storm moved through and decided to drop a little hail, but nothing to really worry about. Let's actually move to Fort Smith radar so we can get a better, or Tulsa radar, so we can get a better look on this line forming here in Muskogee moving east. Yeah, it does. Wow, that storm near Muskogee has really started firing off. That does appear to be forming almost like a not necessarily a squall line, but a bow segment, bowing out from Chieftain up to Fort Gibson, moving almost due east now. Actually, let's take a look at this. Strong thunderstorms will impact southwestern Delaware, northeastern McIntosh, northwestern Sequoia, southeastern Maize, southeastern Wagner, Cherokee, and Muskogee counties through 10:30 p.m. At 9:56 p.m. Central Time, Doppler radar indicated strong thunderstorms along a line extending from 2 miles west of Porter to 6 miles northwest of Chakotah. We do have some spotters active in the area. Nolan Walker, Casey Broderick, and Jeff Gord currently in the area and active. And it seems to be this little extended part up near Moody's, north of Tahlequah. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. And actually, Jeff Petrowski is currently moving east. Jeff Petrowski, for those who don't know, is a very well-known storm chaser in the storm chasing community. He appears to be moving east at the moment on, I'm not sure what highway that is. That runs from Tulsa to the Springdale area. But again, we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings, though I wouldn't be extremely surprised if the Muskogee storm does end up going severe warned, just considering it does really appear to be rapidly gaining strength. See if we can see anything on velocity here. Yeah, there's quite the wind edge there. So this could kind of gust out. Let's take a look back to velocity. Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if this went severe warned here within the next 20 to 30 minutes. Would not be surprised at all. And again, we still have those storms. Let's go back to Springdale radar. Not Springdale, Little Rock radar. We'll still have these two storms, or the storm system here from Mount Ida up to Russellville. There are some special weather statements here. A strong thunderstorm will impact portions of western Perry, southwestern Conway, northwestern Garland, central Yell, and south central Pope counties through 10:30 p.m. At 9:58 p.m. Central Time, Doppler radar is tracking a strong thunderstorm 7 miles south of Plainview in Yell County, or 13 miles southwest of Danville, moving northeast at 60 miles an hour, with 50 mile an hour winds and penny-sized hail. And that storm that has moved through Russellville, I do believe this will be allowed to, or will begin to move out of that warning area, and that should be canceled here within the next, I'd say 20 minutes. Going to Fort Smith radar, see if we can get a better look on these storms in Oklahoma, because they actually do intrigue me. They seem to be doing a lot more than the storms to the east. Well, the second I say that, it doesn't seem to be gusting out. It really was gusting out there for a minute, and I was quite intrigued by that. I was wondering if that was going to end up gusting out and creating a bit of a squall of sorts. But it appears just to be a line. Just going to continue to move east. I wouldn't be worried about it at all. Sorry for the squeaking of the chair. I got a really loud chair. But again, I really do believe that this stuff it's not much, but here in a few hours, it really will begin to ramp up and start getting significantly worse, I believe. And so does the National Weather Service believe. That's why they issued the enhanced risk with the 10% significant tornado and 30% significant wind risk. Really isn't much at the moment, though there is, I completely forgot to mention this, a tornado watch has been issued, or was issued, in effect from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Central for the following areas. In Arkansas, the watch includes 9 counties. In South Central Arkansas, Union. In Southwestern Arkansas, Columbia, Hempstead, Howard Lafayette, Little River, Miller, Nevada, and Sevier. In Louisiana, the watch includes 4 parishes. In Northwest Louisiana, Bossier, Cato, Claiborne, Webster. In Oklahoma, 1 county. McCurtain. In Texas, 16 counties. Bowie, Camp, Cass, Cherokee, Franklin, Greg Harrison, Marion, Morris, Panola, Red River, Rusk, Smith, and Titus and Upshur counties. So this is a very large watch risk, not even really fitting the risk put out by the National Weather Service, which I do find that quite interesting. And as I've mentioned a few times here, we have severe storms to the south here, and a winter storm to the north, which is very interesting for this time of year. So I do find that quite interesting. Actually, I'm going to step away for a few minutes here and have just some music going, and I need to go do a few things here, but I will leave the radar up, and I will leave some music on for everybody. So just sit back and just enjoy the music. Alright, everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that. So let's get the update going here. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. At 10:14 p.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm was located near Glenwood, or 12 miles south of Mount Ida, moving east at 45 miles an hour. The current hazards are 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. The source is radar indicated. Impacts: hail damage to vehicles expected, and expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Hot Springs Village, Mountain Pine, Norman, Hot Springs Memorial Field, Myers, Jesseville, Lake Awakachita State Park, Lofton, Rockwell, Hot Springs National Park, Oaklawn Racetrack, Bonnerdale, Sunshine, Royal, Point Cedar, Hemp Wallace, Gullup Gorge, Red Oak, and Crystal Springs Landing. For your protection, move into the entry room on the lowest floor of a building. And remember, a tornado watch remains in effect until 4 a.m. for central, western, and southwestern Arkansas, which means the storm could at any moment continue or could start ramping up and begin rotating. The hail threat is currently radar indicated. The max hail size is 1 inch, and the wind threat radar indicated. Max winds 60 miles an hour. So currently, that is the only severe thunderstorm warning at the moment. It should be in Hot Springs in around 20-ish minutes, or the worst part of it will. If you're currently driving west out of Piney towards Crystal Springs, or from Rockwell to Percy, I would recommend pulling over and getting into a sturdy structure, or at least pulling off to the side of the road to avoid the drop in visibility and hail. So again, that is still the only severe thunderstorm warning at the moment. There are a couple severe weather statements up near Atkins, Morrilton, and east of Russellville. We also still have that special weather statement for the line near or to the east of Muskogee at the moment. Let's pull the radar up. You can see this small system, I should say, running from west of Siloam Springs into Kansas, Arkansas, well, the town of Kansas, where currently Jeff Petrowski is pulled over, it appears, stationary at the moment. In case you don't know, Jeff Petrowski is a very well-known storm chaser. Town's Tahlequah, it'll be on top of you within the next 5 minutes or so. We do have a storm chaser there. Nolan Walker is currently heading north into Tahlequah. But if you're anywhere within this warning or portions east, including Stillwell, Siloam Springs, and Marble City, I would keep an eye on this because this does look like a decently strong thunderstorm. Let's move to Fort Smith radar, see if we can get a look on a storm here near McAllister. Okay, it just seemed to be a small thunderstorm at the moment. There's just some other small storms here that aren't the main threat. You can see we've got multiple chasers in the area of Little Rock, all active too. A couple in Conway, portions east, multiple in Little Rock. Derek Smith Extreme Storm Chaser. I'll go give these guys a follow. Some who are not active at the moment, but Brian Emfinger appears to be one of the closest ones to this Hot Springs storm. He's currently moving north, I believe. And there's also William Kimpton. He's currently stationary, but he is in position, it looks like, to intercept this storm. Again, if you're in Hot Springs, I would recommend getting inside because this does seem to be a pretty severe thunderstorm at the moment. Get inside, away from windows, into the center of or into the interior room, away from outer walls and windows. If you're in a mobile home, I would recommend evacuating to a sturdy structure, as a mobile home will not protect you from gusty winds and hail. So it does look like that storm that was near Tahlequah just got severe thunderstorm warned. I do find that interesting. I'm going to quickly actually radio my friend here because this does appear to be not too far from my home area, this part of the state, and this is kind of interesting. Wyatt, do copy. The storm is currently moving towards Siloam Springs and the Bentonville, Fayetteville, Rogers area. Let's go through the warning here. The National Weather Service in Tulsa has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for western Benton County in northwestern Arkansas, northwestern Washington County, southern Delaware County, northern Adair County, and in Cherokee County in eastern Oklahoma. At 10:23 p.m. Central Standard Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles southeast of Peggs to 6 miles south of Tahlequah, moving northeast at 60 miles an hour. The current hazards are 60-mile wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. The source is radar indicated. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expected wind damage to roof siding and trees. Locations impacted include Fayetteville, Bentonville, Tahlequah, Siloam Springs, Farmington, Gentry, Tawnytown, Gravette, Decatur, Westville, West Siloam Springs, Concord, Kansas, the town of Kansas, Oklahoma, Hobart, Highville, Watts, Oaks, Springtown, Christie, and Northwest Arkansas Regional Air Base. Take a look at radar and look at the storm west of Siloam Springs. It does appear to be moving towards us, and it's looking really good on radar right now, and it just got severe warned. Sorry, just radioing in to my friend there. So now we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment. One, again, the one near Siloam Springs, and still the one down near Hot Springs. I guess the storms are attracted to those areas, which I do find interesting.
Alright, I'm checking KY3.
And I might, if this does end up getting close to me, I will probably get some video of the lightning and post that or show it on the stream. So let's actually, I do want to look at something here. Let's use Tulsa radar.
Alright, I'm checking KY3.
Okay, yeah, there does seem to be quite the hail on it, and it's got some.
It is in fact heading not right for us, but pretty close.
If you check velocity, there does seem to be quite the gust front. Over. Yeah, there does seem to be quite the gust front. Let's see if I can pull it up on here. I really can't see it well. Let's try something here. I can't pull it up at the moment, but Radar Scope currently shows. Actually, I do want to look at that real quick. I'm curious what those winds are. Let me pull that up. So that's about, it's getting up towards 70 miles an hour. So if you're in portions of Siloam Springs, Oaks, Kansas, the town of Kansas, that's conveniently named, Scraper, Chewy, Christie, Westville, Watts, get inside and away from windows, as this storm looks like it's definitely packing a punch at the moment. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning down in Arkansas. Let's go to that. Alrighty. At 10:27 p.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm was located near Adona or near Perryville, moving east at 50 miles an hour. The hazards are 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. This is currently just radar indicated, but hail damage to vehicles is expected, and wind damage is expected to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted includes Conway, Maumelle, Perryville, Mayflower, Perry, Adona, Houston, Little Italy, Roland and Pulaski County, Toadsuck, Y Mountain, Williams Junction, Bigelow, Applin, Forsh, Atinock, Arkansas, you got some weird names. Perry County, Palalarm, and Natural Steps, Oak Grove, and Thornburg. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building away from windows. Now, there does appear to be light rotation reported on that Siloam Spring storm. So let's pull up velocity here. I see a little bit of rotation, but that could really just be the gust front. Actually, let me pull this up on my something here. I'll dual pan it. Yeah, that storm really does appear to be ramping up quite dramatically. Yeah, this is really looking like quite the storm at the moment. I don't see too much rotation on radar. I mean, I can see very little, but it's still just enough to kind of keep me want to keep an eye on this. So we are definitely gonna keep an eye. I do notice how it is really bowing out, which is a sign of strong winds. So if you are in front of this, everything that's outside, strap that stuff down, because this really could be pretty bad if you have stuff that's unattached and out in the open. So currently we do not have any chasers, but I'm sorry about that. Let me fix something here. Okay, again, let me from the beginning there. If you have anything outside that's not strapped down that can get easily blown away, I would 100% get out there and get that strapped down, or get it somewhere where it's not going to be easily blown away, because this storm looks like it's packing quite a bit of wind. So again, we do have Jeff Petrowski, though it does appear he is stationary in the town of Kansas, but we have in Siloam Springs 3 spotters. Sean Hansen is active, Michael Craddock, and Chelsea Roca. So let's go back to these Arkansas storms real quick. So that storm does really appear to be taking its time getting to Hot Springs. Yeah, that's even with just the update. This storm's still continuing to move east. Whoa, hold on, let me fix that. There we go. So the storm is taking its sweet time in getting to Hot Springs, so it's not moving very fast at all. Same thing with this storm up here, though I do believe this one's moving a little faster. I do believe it'll miss Little Rock proper, but suburbs to the north, such as Mayflower and towns like Conway, do need to be prepared for the storm, which will be packing a bit of a punch with 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Again, this is all radar indicated, so we do not have anything confirmed quite yet. Though it appears we have bit of a rotation signature here to the almost over the town of Apello, which is almost north of Perryville, which I do find that a little bit interesting. So I'm going to check something here. Let's see if radar scope is doing me any different here. That actually is kind of interesting. Yeah, actually that does look like there actually appears to be rotation a little farther south, almost to the due east of Perryville. I don't think it's picking it up here, but right here, that really looks like something that's kind of trying to ramp up. I don't know if I can get it on here. Yeah, and you can kind of see it with this. I do notice I really need to change my color table for this, because that's yeah, you guys can't see this, but this is there does seem to be some rotation just to the east of Perryville, which I do find quite interesting. That could be a bit of a spin up on this line. Wyatt, do copy. Okay, let's go back to Tulsa radar to look back at the Siloam Springs storm. You have a better view from your house. Can you look outside and see if you see any lightning to the southwest towards Rogers in that area? Oh, we currently, all right, we have a tornado warning, the first one of the night. All right, let's go. All right.
Let me go into my bathroom and check. I'll let you know.
All right, currently at 10:37 p.m. Central Standard Time, severe thunderstorm capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight-line winds were located over Houston or near Perryville, moving east at 50 miles an hour. The current hazard is tornado. This is radar-indicated rotation. Impacts: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Conway, Perryville, Mayflower, Houston, Toadsuck, Bigelow, Fourche, Antonoc, Pleasant Valley, Oak Grove, and New Dixie. Take cover now. Move to a basement or to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you're outdoor in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. So, I do believe I kind of predicted that. Yeah, that was definitely, I saw that ramping up, and National Weather Service also that. This should, again, miss Little Rock proper, but it, again, Conway really needs to watch out on this because this is headed almost straight for Conway. It could possibly go south, but I mean this rotation is looking actually pretty substantial. I'm gonna look for CC drop here. I wonder. Let me dual that. So I don't see anything on the CC at the moment. But then again, I would definitely want to keep an eye on that because that is on Radarscope at least, and they have the de-aliasing, which does help a lot. It does seem to be looking quite interesting at the moment, to say the least. So that is the one tornado warning at the moment, moving east towards Conway. Now we still do have that severe thunderstorm warning for Hot Springs and areas west, Piney, Rockwell, and Lake Hamilton. And then we still have the severe thunderstorm warning for the Siloam Springs cell, which is now moving into the Bentonville area. Still see it's got that very clear edge to it almost. Very, very clear. It does seem to kind of be, over the last two scans, slowly getting a little less pronounced would be the best word for it than it was before. But still, this is a strong severe storm, which is going to begin moving into a populated area within the next 45 minutes.
There wasn't anything.
Copy. We do have a tornado warning though down in Arkansas. It shouldn't affect us, but it looks pretty interesting to say the least. And then that storm that I was telling you about in Oklahoma is headed this way, and it's probably going to pack quite the punch. So currently there are not any spotters. I believe he's stationary. All the chasers who are in Conway appear to be stationary. So I don't think we have any active chasers on this, at least according to the spotter network. I would be curious where Reed Timmer is and Storm Chaser Chad, because I am aware that they are both currently chasing these storms. I am looking, if anyone's interested, I am looking for any chasers who'd let me share their live stream on the live stream. So if anyone's interested in that, just email me. My email is in the description for my channel. But that would be very helpful if anyone just wants partnerships or any type of collaboration. I'd be 100% down to discuss it. Again, we saw this tornado warning. It does appear that the rotation, it's still there, but it's not what it was a few minutes ago, which is very good. Though still, get to cover. Don't treat that as a way to just, alright, we can just go now. That still looks like quite the storm. And even if there is no tornado, there's still straight line damaging winds and hail with the storm. Yeah, it does appear that this is bowing out more, which might be pushing that rotation. And I guess dissolving it would be the word. Occluding it maybe be a little better. So I do believe the rotation is weakening, and it's just gonna gust out and be kind of a gust front and be just a straight line wind threat. There's still a chance for a tornado, but I do believe those chances are dropping at the moment, at least. But still, treat this as a tornado. Get to shelter. But again, that does appear to be the only rotation that I can see at the moment. So yeah, this definitely does appear to be gusting out. I'm actually going to end the live stream for tonight. I have to get up early tomorrow morning for some stuff. If I get any lightning shots, that will be posted. but I just don't think I don't see it as big of a threat. I think definitely as the night goes on, these storms down here could definitely end up popping off. But I think for now, I'm going to end the stream, and I'll see you guys next time.